bring y'all mics up to your mouth.
Okay.
And this is great instruction. Welcome to another episode of Something for the People. This is your boy B Hunt, aka the Silent Prophet, along with my co-host, Big Country.
What's good, people?
What it do? We got two special guests. I would like to introduce you to Ryan.
Hello.
And Libby, unless you want to
Hey.
get your government.
I mean, I normally go by Liv, but Libby cool too.
That'll work. Good deal.
That's what's up.
All right, so Thanksgiving, everybody's was good, I hope.
My Thanksgiving was good. It was just, you know how you have that favorite food, but you don't get it the way. It was my fault. I messed up because I brought the wrong season. I started trying to be bougie, so it backfired on me.
Yeah. Well, I was sick. I was like super sick, like bedridden sick. Did not get up, did not move. I know.
Right.
I had like
All the days to be sick.
all the days, all
You know,
the food's out.
People be real happy about Thanksgiving.
I was ecstatic. I was ready. Mentally, I prepared myself. I had my route in mind. Like, I'm gonna hit my mama's house, then hit my wife.
You had all the houses.
place.
You get the plates.
I was ready. They just brought the plates to me though.
Oh,
Yeah,
you don't have
at
to
least you
drive.
got
Yeah. You cut the traffic.
Yeah. But you know, you missed the whole. I was with the family and with the
Make it
people.
every Christmas.
You know, it's a big difference between that food being right there and then them having to package it up and then bring it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, I want some more of that.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty upfront with what I like and what I don't like when it comes to food. So they did a pretty decent job, you know. Of, hey, he gonna eat this. I don't know. I don't think they hit me with the whole. Well, we got left over though. You know, we got to make them a plate. You know how they do. They ain't do me like that.
That's
So
the main thing with people.
I was ecstatic about that. But other than that, yeah. For y'all, happy Thanksgiving as well.
Yes, happy holidays.
Cool beans. Have you heard of the female delusion test? It's backed by the US Census Bureau, and it shows you the average of findings of men and women based on what they want. So basically, the Census Bureau attached all these like criteria: height, weight, money, the stuff that people normally care about when they're looking for people.
Yeah.
And it was like, is the person you're looking for actually living in America? And if so, how many of them are there? I just
We
said,
saw it,
Yeah, that's
but-
kind of bizarre.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I
It was
laughed
reaching.
at,
It was reaching.
I laughed at it because it's funny. Because part of it, I do believe is true, but I know everybody probably doesn't do the Census Bureau, so you know it's not really calculating every last person. But sometimes people are delusional, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, there are men out here that are delusional. But let's be honest. When you say you want someone 6'5", making six figures, doing all, not married, that person doesn't exist.
On
Oh,
average.
well, maybe that one person. Like, there's not that one person.
Yeah.
Like, name somebody you know that's 6'5", makes six figures, and single. Name one person.
6'5", you
Yeah,
say?
like that.
Like,
because
6'5".
It might be, you
some
know.
people- and the reason I say 6'5" because some people think about, oh, I understand when you say, oh, well, I just want him to be taller than me. That's logical.
yeah,
That is logic.
that's a lot of
But
people.
There's only
Yeah.
12% of the men in the United States that are 6 foot or taller.
To be
so
so
if it's
specific.
12%, how do you think you're going to get that one? And then you have all these extra criteria on top of it.
What I want to say is, if it's only so many that are this tall, why everybody be saying, you know, the 5'8", 5'9" is short? I'm not short, fam. I
It's like,
am
I think
the
that's
average.
I mean,
Okay.
nowadays they got like super skyscraper teenagers, and they're just
That's
getting nothing but
true.
taller. So what the average height for our generation, I guess, would have been, you were pretty tall.
I was.
But compared
was
to,
good.
you know,
But then y'all also got
on average, the average is different now, I guess.
Yeah.
On average, you're considered
Just-
not as tall.
Just a
But
dude.
remember,
Yeah.
you said teenagers. How many of y'all are willing to date a teenager?
Not dating a teenager.
Exactly.
I'm just
That-
saying
that's
they're
what I'm
just
saying
gonna.
right there.
I'm just saying they're gonna grow from
Yeah.
their teen. Like
Yeah.
adult, you'll see that they're already
Man,
tall
it
as
was-
teens.
It was a dude.
Definitely not dating.
I saw him on Instagram.
Teenagers.
The dude's asking the question, and he's about like 5'8", you know,
Mm-hmm.
but he's at 15 though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
And
stopped
he-
growing at like 21, so you know they're getting nothing but taller from there. So
He was talking to a guy who was 6'4" at 15.
I don't understand.
He was like, "I'm 6'4", 350,"
exactly.
and I was like, "Who's gonna play against you, fam? There's
by
nobody."
the time that he gets to our age, he's gonna be like,
Either he gets
Basically, they a cheat code.
he gonna have. I'm sorry, he gotta have bad knees, fam.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
Definitely.
You're too tall, bro.
First of all,
You have to
everybody
balance
act
your whole,
being
like,
tall is the
torso.
best thing. Everybody I know that's tall. I'm 6'2". Everybody that I know that's 6 foot taller talk about their knees hurt, their back hurt, every last
true.
one of them,
That's
and their feet hurt.
It's just,
I have not found one. If somebody out there can tell me one person you know that hadn't complained about it,
Yeah.
being tall ain't the greatest thing.
Ain't the thing.
People always asking you to do stuff. Oh, could you reach that back there?
Yeah.
"Yo,
Could you get that? Oh, how's the
Like,
height up there?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really
they
be
should walk
wanting
around
to
with a little step
ask.
stool."
I just expect
Like-
I don't wanna.
Tell me, man, it's like, yeah, it's like we're obligated to do it now. It's just like, hey, you're the tallest one here.
You're the
Obviously,
dude.
you're gonna
So,
do this. Like,
you should. Like, I feel like if you over a certain height, you should just know certain tasks of your task.
Definitely.
You
I
know?
feel like shorter people should walk around with a step stool that's needed. So in case
No,
we're
that's-
just happen not to be around, what are
No,
you gonna do
see.
when we're not here?
Well, I would get the step stool.
Oh,
Not
see.
saying I'm short, but
Feel
I am
used.
saying that I would get it. But if you there, I'm like, okay, Christmas tree, 8 feet.
So as a tall
I need
person,
a step stool.
we have to deal with being used all the time.
Yes.
Like, what do we use short feet people for? Like,
What?
hey, get that off the ground for us. No, we squat all the way down.
Y'all got great
We
excuse.
we squat all the way down.
It depends on what it is.
Like, I do a whole
You know what I'm
workout
saying?
having to squat all the way down to earth just to pick something up off the ground.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. All
To
right,
get up versus you getting down there. And getting up.
they
We're
saying
not short, so we don't
we're
have to
not
worry
short.
I think
but
since
I
they use
understand
tall
this.
folks for stuff, we
This
should
is-
use shorter
this is-
folks for things.
This is
crazy
where
how we're
it's
set up on the tables like this,
So
like-
you gotta understand that tall people at one point did during Vietnam. So Vietnam, they had this thing where they would like basically stick snakes upside down in the little tunnels that they was running around in. And the tall, if you were a tall person, be like, I'm not finna bend down to get in there. You already short.
Yeah.
Go. And of course, they would go in and then they come back with the back full of like dots, look like cuneiform, like all down their back.
That was
that's
back.
really
That was back in Vietnam. Y'all
Yeah,
are
that's
still
what-
using us to this day.
because we gotta get reparations from the pain and the suffering of running through these
So
tunnels.
when do
I'm
our
just saying.
reparations come back around
For
the tall
look,
folks, for the
look.
giants out here in the world?
Oh,
For the
say that
Amazons?
for me.
Now,
The Amazons,
this
the
is what I'm
Amazonians.
saying. This is what I'm saying. Y'all still getting reparations, and I'll explain how. LeBron James don't sit and watch his own game, fam. Somebody
gotta trust
outside
the
in the
process. Where's he
stands,
going for?
like
Where's he
that's
going
that kid, that 15-year-old, that's 6'5", right now 6'4". His mom probably 5'5", and she's at every game. I guarantee it. And
So,
she gonna be
because
at
she's
every
short.
game. Look, I'm just saying.
That's
she
the
play her-
reparations
I
just
need-
because she show up to the game.
he needed that. He needed support
All-
systems,
look, all-
inspiration.
Champion.
Look, all I want to know is
That's what it's about.
All I want to
You
know
play
is,
your role.
All
play
I want to
mine.
know is, as a semi-tall person, because nowadays I'm not even considered tall
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm
like,
considered tall. No.
will the short people in the world get something off the ground for me if I need to get it.
Exactly.
I'm always responsible to squat all the way
it
down to get
depends.
something off
It
the ground on my
depends.
own. And I have to reach stuff on the top
Stuff.
shelf.
I use
And
my
we gotta get
daughter,
stuff off the
so
top
she's
Yeah.
if she, long as she doesn't grow taller than me,
Hold on. Why do you
Like-
use your daughter?
Yes,
Because
you don't
she's
even-
shorter.
yeah, she's close to the ground.
Ah.
So if you're
Y'all just
close
using
to the
folk
ground-
all over the place.
No, see, because I'm in that gray area. I am not what you would consider short.
I'm a
Like
gray area too.
I am
Those
not
are the
what you
people
would
that don't do
consider
nothing for
tall
nobody.
by
Y'all
today's
don't,
measure.
Y'all don't grab nothing off the top shelf. Y'all don't get nothing off the lower shelf.
You know
Y'all
what I'm
just
saying?
neutral category. Switzerland.
Like I'm useful. Like I can play both games. Like yeah, if they had a height requirement to get somewhere, I'm going still. It's not like they're gonna be like, nah, you can't make it, fam.
He's tall at heart.
But back to this delusion.
Okay.
The whole idea that I'm saying is some things are delusional. Like you're saying 6 figures. And I wish that would never came out because I think that delusion of you saying they have to make 6 figures, that's not average. That's not even close to average. The average American makes around 35 to 40,000 a year. But you saying more than double the average that person has to make, whether it's male or female.
Right.
Like these delusions that people have. Oh, no kids. Oh,
If you get
That's
past,
definitely hard to find at this.
There's
day and
no
age. Like,
way.
gosh, they started.
if you over 25 and you saying no kids, like come on. Look,
gotta
I-
grow up
Yeah.
at some point in time.
I
Like, you know
have
damn
to be
well.
like. I'm glad
Can't throw a rock and hit
I got
nobody with
married
no
when I
kids.
did because I met Ronnie. I was in college. I was in good shape. I was under 25. I was in the game. But I know if I had made it out of college, I was like, no, people out here living in the real world every day, and people going to college. They look.
I mean,
it's
don't
normal.
get twisted. I'm telling you straight up. I played Russian roulette a couple of times, and I'm like, I shouldn't have, but you know, it's college.
It's college.
Yeah.
It's
But-
not college, it's life. Like we can't put it like just because you in a certain area or a certain class. Like I don't want to call it class, like a certain subset of people that everybody was doing it. Like that's what nature. That's what happens. You might not know how to build a house. You might not know how to fix a car. You might not know how to fix a meal, but you can. You can do what nature teaches you that out of the womb. Right?
Okay, wait. So I got a question.
You know.
I understand the 6 figures thing is delusional, and I understand the not having kids at beyond a certain age is unrealistic. But is it technically delusional to want somebody at the age that I am? 'Cause I don't got kids. So want somebody at my age to not have
Older.
kids.
She is the unicorn.
I'm about to be
guys.
31 next month.
She's the unicorn.
No,
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying. So I'm like, I am of this, but I don't think it's necessarily delusional that I would like somebody. Now it is unrealistic in this day and age, but I don't think it's necessarily delusional for me to want that. You know, I understand the 6 figures thing, of course.
Right.
That, like he said, that's not average at all. Like I don't even make that. Why would I want? I mean, I want somebody, but why would I demand that from somebody?
Right. Well,
know.
that's also going
But
back
it's
to, are you
I'm bringing-
demanding the no kids?
I'm not demanding that, but
high
we're
on
going
the
off
list.
of what we want from a
Right.
person, not necessarily a demand. What we want from, like, well, what you said, your algorithm here. I mean, it's necessarily based off what you want. I mean, they are technically demands, I guess, if you put somebody in ultimatum for it. But I
Right.
mean,
I don't think it's
speaking
anything
of what
wrong
I would
with
like,
preferences.
I mean,
Yes.
I would like to think that I'm not delusional for thinking
And,
that.
like at 31, it's like what you're saying is true. It's not likely to find that person, but it's possible. There are people 31 without kids. I know a couple of people that didn't have kids till later on in life. Like, but
It's
now
hard to find
again, like my brother-in-law, he just had his first child and he's 30, I'm 36, so he's 37, 38. And I'm like, that's cool for him. He had his first child at that. But one of the things, you lower your options the older you get. Now, if you're in 35 talking about, oh, that's like being obese. Nowadays, they'll consider mostly everything obese. But look at it like
I
this.
think I'm
You're
in the gray
not
there,
going to weigh the same amount you made at way in your 20s, you're not. Like, well, I ain't gonna say not. It's delusional for you to think that people don't get bigger as they get older.
Right.
So, my thing is, yes, if you're saying they have to, like, some dudes will say, oh, she has to weigh 100 pounds. I'm like, no.
Where?
The likelihood of you weighing 100
Part of me weighs
pounds,
100 pounds, I
Yeah.
guess. Not the entire total package.
I ain't never been that guy though.
Like,
I
as
know.
long as you look good to me, appealing to me, I don't care if you got a little. Hey, the old saying was more cushion for the push. But my thing is, like, some dudes will sit out here and say she got to be 100 pounds. Oh, she's obese if she's 130. Like,
I don't know.
no.
I think when you get into, one thing, I think we in a good spot. We getting to because like under that, I don't want to deal with you.
160.
I'm gonna be like, I don't want to deal with you for real. I'm not saying like I'm not trying to
200
bash skinny women. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure
I like all this.
in my youth I've talked to like skinny women,
I
but
have
like,
too.
I'm
But
not
as you get
just
older,
dying. You have to
start
be
realizing-
you have to be, if you're gonna be 100 pounds, and in my youth, of course, I'm married now, but if you were gonna talk to me, you would have to be like a sweet stuff. Like I would be like, she has the most bomb personality. Only way.
I'm gonna just say it. 100 pounds, you ain't got no booty. And I have
What
an
the
issue
100
with
pounds
you
is
not-
in there? So like she got 95 on her, or like
Be a really
95 in the
weird
ass,
setup,
fives
but-
on
Portions,
the five on the wrist.
Uh,
Nowadays these
It can
BBLs
happen.
be having everybody looking.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, that's true. Surgery,
And
could
honestly,
possibly.
and that's what terrible people are having.
That's why you
everybody,
need
nobody
six
natural
figures.
now.
That's
That's
why you
because
need the six
everybody's
figures.
preference are so goddamn high that people want to change their whole natural body to fit people's delusions.
Yeah, you like shoot, just live.
live your life, be
You
you.
gonna
If somebody
eat.
don't like you, okay, go to the next person.
Yeah,
A lot of fishes.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, I just think that, like, we doing too much. Like, I like the test because it can actually show people where they're actually at. Like, you crazy for like. You remember we have past guests. She said he got to be 6'5", make six figures,
With dreads.
no kids, dreads, all this other. I'm like,
Nobody
where
with
you
locks
gonna
have
find
no
this dude?
kids.
It's
They're literally the Bob Marleys of the black generation, like
That's
the
what
black
you,
culture.
when you decide to get dressed, you automatically sign up for
You
6
got like
kids.
at least that's all like
Like-
at least 5. Like,
It's
you
like-
gotta-
And the worst part about it is you think you gonna find that dude and you're not gonna compete. Man, you better have some. You better have the A1
That's the-
coochie. You better have the bomb personality. You better not have no kids with you. You better not have none of that because
That's
all
the
the
ultimate
other women
delusion
will
right
look at
there.
that dude too.
That's
feel
the
like-
ultimate delusion. Like, folks want this perfect person and act like nobody else is gonna want that perfect person too.
thing.
Like, that's
It's like shopping on Black Friday. Like everybody's going for the TV, fam. Don't think like if you
like you
didn't
ain't
wake
about to
up,
fight for this TV.
you
like,
didn't wake up early, then don't go because it's gone.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time.
You know, if you get there at 2:00, it's gone.
It's gone.
Everything's gone.
It's gone. There's
You know you
no
gotta
point.
get early.
So might as
Some
well
people
roll back
be
over. And at this
standing
point, you woke up
outside.
late.
I knew when it was one year that someone that I really wanted was on Black Friday. And I was like, I got to be honest with myself. Am I going to wake up for that? I can't want it that bad because I'm sure there's some kid out there who's dying to have it, and he's forced his parents out of bed and into the sit in the cold.
I bet
The
you
fact
on
that he
PS5
second guessed it, he
before
didn't want it that bad.
Nah, I don't
Like,
want it. I don't even need it. I was like, I'm gonna lay back down.
definitely
I'll
not
work
sitting in the
harder.
code. That's why I ain't got kids.
But-
I'm definitely not sitting in the code for no PS5. I'm
No,
sorry.
I will
Like,
pay extra.
you will get it a few months later when they
I've
like.
never done Black Friday, y'all.
Oh wow!
It's-
It used to get intense at my aunt's house. Like they'll leave
know-
you if you don't wake up. I done woke up. It was just me and one other kid. All the adults done scrammed off, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Black Friday got so bad that they start opening the doors on Thursday. Because you remember people used to get trampled and killed
Yeah, I know,
on Black
right?
Friday.
and then they only let a certain amount of people in. So if you ain't at the front of the line, they could just
no
take
point.
whatever the fuck they want, like
Yeah.
in that first round. Like,
I was just like, yeah, I don't see the point. Cyber Monday. I'll do Cyber Monday.
yeah, that definitely made it easier,
like,
less
makes my life
fighting.
easy.
You know, the world is a lot more peaceful.
I don't
there's
get
plenty.
trampled.
There's plenty of
And
the
they
same
do it, like,
item. You know.
For a week now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think we still in Black Friday. And it's
Yeah,
Sunday.
right. Nobody's in a rush. Like I
So
can still
Sunday,
tap
it's
in.
like Sunday.
Yeah. I'll be like, it's a factory. Oh,
It's really, but it's something that you could remember from a good childhood experience.
I'm
Like
gonna have to
used
do
to
that to my
stand in
kids.
line and stuff. Now it's no excitement in Black Friday. I don't even know why it's still a thing. Like
I don't get it.
you pretty much get the sale throughout, like the
Online.
yeah for 2 weeks at
Yeah.
that. So it's not Black Friday. The day is not really.
It's like black period. They should call
Yeah.
it black period, like a black area.
Blackout.
Blackout.
I like that.
And you just after
the blackout
Thanksgiving, you
sales
just
right
black
there.
out until a certain day. Done deal. We solved the issue here.
That sound like the setup for a looting right there. Blackout sales, like
We might have caused a new issue. but
Right.
That's fine. That's fine.
everything's blacked out for the whole week, y'all.
All right. How is value determined for men and women?
So, I would like the ladies to go first. How would you value, determine value for a man? Honest.
Probably just. Honestly, don't know. I just have to love you to value you, so I don't know.
Quality.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I can. You're saying. Let me make sure I got the question right. How
Okay.
can you determine what a man's value is, or how they're gonna treat you based on like what?
No, so it's more so like, of course, you got the scale, right? You got people who technically you're more valuable. As a man, like if I show up, there's an understanding. Either something's gonna get fixed, something's gonna get done. It's not like he's just gonna sit here. I'm not just gonna be
so
around.
like based
Like,
off of things that person
Like, is it
does
useful?
for me.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't-
I mean,
I
I
like
guess I
that.
don't really base that off of what
Yeah.
people do for me. I guess is really how they treat me in general. Because I guess
How
I
they make
wouldn't
you
need.
feel.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I guess as part of certain people's expectations, I wouldn't expect somebody like if something is broken around my house, I wouldn't expect somebody to fix it for me.
Except
It would
my
be
dad.
nice if they did.
right.
But I really focus on how that person treats me as a person. Like you're not dogging me when your home, like your friends come around. You know, you're talking to me with some type of level of respect or something like that. It's not necessarily a materialistic or a physical thing.
Right.
Well, I guess technically it's a physical thing. Well, how you're treating me.
Right.
But as of you doing stuff for me, I guess how I was raised, I could do that stuff. I mean, like I said, it would be nice to have that person. That's a plus. But I mean, if I'm looking for something and how somebody can feed my soul, I guess, versus material things around the house, I guess.
I just
Understood.
like how, like she was saying, just how you make me feel. More so that type of appreciation, but not you doing. That's not gonna make me value you
Okay.
more. That's me
so,
using you.
So here's my question though. I would say, what is it you value about your husband?
Oh my gosh, there's so many things. What do I value most? On his best days, like his warm personality. Like he can light up a room anywhere. Like he turns everything into like a party or just
That he does.
a great day.
Yeah, it's the vibe that you get
Yeah.
from your person, I guess.
Those are the good things you want to hear. Just like, because one of the issues I see happening, especially when you look at social media, when you look at things going on, value's not how you make me feel, how we are together, how we gel together, what things I love about you is what can you do for me? Like,
That's why relationships aren't working these days.
yes. It's like, oh, what? Because everybody will sit here and tell you, as a man, you gotta make the money, you gotta be the protector, you gotta be the provider, you gotta do all the other stuff. In general, you hear those things. The value of a man is this. Oh, he has to be there, pick me up when I'm weak. And when we go the other way, what are the values of a woman? Oh, well, I make a house a home. What does that mean? It's
Okay.
like, that's what I'm saying. That's the main thing I hear. Oh, if you give $1, I'll make it into $2. How? Explain to me how you gonna do these things.
I mean, if you want to know the logistics of it all, then I mean that's on I guess a different level. But a lot of women, and this is basically based off on I guess how people are raised, because gender roles for our generation is like for how most of the people from our generation were raised. Women are doing this, men are doing this. So if you want to break that, you have to break the gender roles. Yes, you don't want to be the man that's like, oh, I got to bring all this to the table. But, I mean, at the same time, they ask a lot from women. You want your clothes washed. You want your food cooked. You want these kids taken care of and everything like that, while we're still holding down a job as well. So, I mean, I guess that we're not the breadwinner and not paying for the mortgage and everything like that, but it's the balance of that. Now, that's also based on how men pick their women. Like, yes, you can't be saying that you want this woman, but then you go in talking to some ratchet chick that wants all this materialistic things. Right. So it's what you invest your time in, I guess, and the people that you, I mean, I guess surround yourself with. But in my category, I don't think gender roles should be a thing. Men should know how to cook, clean, and do their own stuff. And that way, when women should know how to go and pay their own bills and stuff like that, balance a checkbook and do all of this, so that, you know, when it does come down to you picking somebody for yourself, you're not trying to find, women aren't trying to find somebody that they can depend on in a financial wise, and men aren't trying to find somebody that look good, that can just clean their house and take care of their kids while they running out not doing anything besides paying for the bills of the house.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I 100% agree.
I love your statement, because basically it goes to equality, us actually doing this together. Hey, where I'm weak at, you may be strong at. But there's no way that I should be strong at everything, and you got, like, even for a male. If a male, all he does is pay the bills, man, this the tip of the iceberg. There's more things that come into it, because, for example, the old school way, I told my mom, I tell a lot of old school women, hands down, y'all were way better value than the husbands. And the reason I said that, they cooked, they cleaned, they took care of the kids. My mama worked up until the day she had us, and then she went back to work afterwards. Like, they put in
that's why they call us the backbone.
Yeah.
It was like, wow,
a lot of work there.
You're doing all that. And don't get me wrong, my dad, he worked 2 jobs, did what he needed to do. But I'm like, in general, most of the old school men, y'all had it way easier than nowadays. Nowadays, it's like, as a dude, well, basically you Mr. Mom, and then you're trying to figure out the value in these other people instead of just being you. And I'm just saying, in general, you see this now. In general, now, you see a lot of people saying, well, what am I going to get? What are you going to give? Well, don't worry about what I'm going to give. What am I going to get?
No. I don't know.
But that's based on how women raised, I really believe, because, like I said, they definitely been raised to, from, like I said, my generation, raised to sit at home, clean the house, and cook and stuff, and you're actively finding somebody to do the rest, like to take care of you in the home and your family, based on mortgage wise and financial wise. But I think it's based on how people was raised, really.
Yeah,
I agree.
and I would agree with that too. But how do we get people do you think it'll ever go back?
I don't think
Breaking
it.
generational
It
curses.
can't. You gotta understand.
Oh, backwards? No.
Yeah, you can't. Like, the
Women find
reality
themselves
is,
having too many rights.
we just sitting here and we're grasping on to the strings of what that whole gender roles things was. I'm like, you gotta cut the dead weight, fam. Like,
And
it's
that's-
Once
over.
World War II
And that's
happened and
cool.
women started to take on men's roles,
Once-
while that was over. Like, we knew that we I think
Exactly.
like keeping women in their place, so to speak, at the house. But when they find out that they can do more, then we got more rights. They can drive cars. They can do all this now.
Whatever they wanna
and women aren't trying to go back to that.
Nobody. It don't make sense to go back.
Okay.
Like, what's the point?
I don't mean go back to you me man, you woman kind of thing, like the whole caveman thing, but actually looking out for each other's interests, the balance. Because let's be honest, now there's not really a balance in most households. I'm not gonna say in all, because I'm like, for example, I love to cook. I don't ever ask my wife to cook because I love to cook. I do a lot of cleaning. I do a lot of different things because I'm like, I love my children. I will go. You see a lot more men now playing with their children than I think ever before. Like actually investing that real time.
I just feel like
Kinda
that's
got
a
the
better
time now.
situation.
Yeah,
Like,
you got the
that's
time.
great.
Men were out working
I
all
feel
the
like
time.
I feel like that whole gender roles thing deprived both men and women. It's like, no. You as a man, you're just a robot. What you do is you take all these little remedial tasks that everybody else wants you to do, and you turn that into money. And then you go and
Without
put that.
feelings.
Yeah, you don't feel. You
Without
just take
feelings.
all that, and then you give it to this person over here who gets to raise the kids and do all that. And they do. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work. You know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now I'm like, no, I want to know if it's a game, a cheerleading, or this. I want to go. Like I don't feel like no. I make enough money to make sure that you good here. Like I believe in moving complete. Like me, I try to be as complete as I can be. Like if you see me, I don't like to cook. But if you put me in the kitchen, I will make a meal for myself, or so when I can cook. I can cook enough to get you
Know how
something. If you put me on the roadside and the car broke down, either I'm gonna get somebody to pick me up or I'm gonna fix this. So anything that comes to me is an addition.
Yeah.
So it's not a role thing. It's like it's certain tasks in here that are incomplete. And if you choose to pick one of those tasks up, cool. If you don't, that's great too. Regardless, over here is gonna be good. So, and I feel like my wife moves in tandem with that. Like, hey, I got a whole bunch of tasks. I'm doing all these. You doing all those. And it's like at the end of it, we get to complete.
Yeah.
We fixed all our problems. Instead of that whole, I'm gonna sit here. Why? Because I will wash the clothes, but you won't buy a washer. Laundromat's down the street, fam. Go pick that up, take that there, and get that washed.
You gotta provide the quarters.
What? Right. But long as you keep putting somebody else, even if it's your spouse, is I can't move because you haven't moved.
Yes.
You stagnant.
It's a codependency. Yeah.
Everybody's stagnant. So no, look, my clothes gonna get washed.
Yeah.
You want to help me wash them, or you just gonna? It don't matter. The clothes got to be clean. You just need to make sure somebody like you. Absolutely right. These clothes need to be clean. So we gotta walk them to the washateria, drive them to the washateria, or we gonna work and buy us a washer and dry. It don't matter. We gonna get it done.
Yeah.
And that's feel like gender roles for a long time put a barrier between growth.
And just exhausting.
Yeah.
Opposite
Because
parties.
I gotta be a burden. What are you doing? Well, I'm waiting on you. That's not doing anything. That's just, you might as well be over here with me. Like, nothing's getting done.
Yeah.
Like, something.
Stagnant.
I don't see no point. I personally, I feel like that whole gender roles thing, throw it away.
Well,
We passed it.
Start over.
Yeah.
That was the
passed
American dream, though, at some point in time.
But that's the thing.
You want the picket fence. Everybody's still striving for a dream
you
that's
gotta
not
remember,
necessarily.
There are some women who do want to be housewives.
And that's
not all,
fine.
but
But
You got to find somebody that wants to be
it's just
that.
partnership.
Yeah,
in general.
You complete
because some
this.
people want to be a housewife, but the person that they married wants somebody to contribute in financial ways and not just Like they're more than willing to help out in the household and with the kids and stuff. Right. But you have to have, I guess, you got to find somebody that's willing to do the balance that you're trying to do. I guess.
You know, one of the old ways, but goodies, equally yoked. Like we both have to agree and want to be each other's. Like, okay, there was this old thing called the yin and yang. Mm-hmm. One side, then there's the other. There's the light, then there's the dark. Both sides complete the whole puzzle. Like, if I'm strong at one thing, okay, you may be weak at that thing. If you're strong at something, I may be weak at that. Mm-hmm. But we complete each other to actually get stuff done.
I like the evenly yoked, like, thought process. The only issue I have with it is, okay, I'm not strong at that. Well, I'm not strong at that either. But the expectation is for you to be strong at that.
That means
so now we got it. Now we got. That's when that weight comes. I'd be like, no, I don't
because
feel
you're
like
a man.
Or just working together and figuring it out. I mean, that's always an option.
Yeah,
that's what I'm on.
A lot
of
people act like that option is.
I don't need you to be evenly yoked as far as skill sets with me. Like it's very hard. I got a lot of them. What I need you to be evenly yoked at is drive. Like, okay, I might not, because I can walk in a room. It could be people I don't know, and we don't know nothing, or they know everything about the problem. But I'm, like I said, if I sit in a room long enough, I'm useful. It don't matter, because my objective is to be useful. Like, I'm gonna fix it. We gonna fix it. It don't matter.
Okay, for example, I'm an extrovert. I don't meet a stranger anywhere. Like, I don't care who you are. I can gel with anyone. I can talk with anyone about anything. I don't care who it is. My wife is not as much. She's more of an introvert.
Right.
So the thing is, that's how we're equally yoked, because it's like with certain things, I'm already.
My question for that would be this.
Okay.
So when you talked about being an extrovert, you're like, you listed off the qualities and things that would be beneficial to being an extrovert. But what benefits come from being an introvert?
Easy. Most introverts actually are more critical thinkers on certain things.
So you're saying extroverts are not? Extroverts are not?
Not, but just more so. Like, it's not saying that nobody is that, but like, introverts, I guess they have more time to themselves to where, I guess, well, then again, I'm not an extrovert, so I can't really speak on that. But introverts wise, like, I'm to myself.
Same.
So, but you're an introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
Oh, then we're speaking on the same, like,
so, okay.
But that's what, in my introverted state, because, I would say I'm an amphibian. If I need to be an extrovert, I'll be it.
Okay.
Like,
but I think anybody can.
But
if you put in the same.
if left to my natural state, man, I just like to stay to myself and out the way.
Okay. Prime example, our podcast right now. Mm-hmm. I speak more than you on the podcast.
Yes.
But when you do speak, it's more rich on certain things. Like, you could bring certain analogies out that I can't, because I'm already thinking like 2 moves ahead, but you're thinking more critically on something, so you could dive in depth way more than I can on something.
Understood.
That's the balance.
But what I'm saying is, I've met a lot of introverts that still, even when given the opportunity to say something in depth and rich, they ain't got nothing to say, fam. It's just like
introverts.
Yeah,
oh.
I just be like, how it operates is, I don't want to make the misconception that just because you're the opposite of me, we're evenly yoked. So, because by that analogy, this is all I'm trying to say for you. Because I'm rich, you're broke, so you complete me. Huh? There's all these if I want to list off qualities of being rich, I can buy anything I want. I can take you anywhere you want to go. I'm telling you, we're rich. Well, I'm rich. And then you meet the broke person, they be like, well, I'm broke, so we're good together. Why? Because I want somebody to buy me everything and take me everywhere I want to go.
Opposites attract here.
Opposites attract, so we're evenly yoked. Like,
with that logic, that's,
With you saying it like that, yes. But also the reason I have a little pushback on what you're saying is because there's a lot of people that are extrovert. Don't mean they talking about anything.
True.
Like some people just talk just to hear themselves talk. You don't know what you said. You ain't making no sense. Nobody cares about what you said. They're just like, oh, I wish they would quit talking.
You just keep
Same
nodding your head,
thing.
just hoping they
True.
stop. Like,
I dig that. But like I said, I just don't want the misconception to be out there. You need to find somebody the opposite of you. No. You just need to find somebody you click with, and that,
With the same-
like I said, it's
same drive.
core things. More, I feel like love and drive. You gotta love me and have a drive similar to mine. It can be on something. You could be like, I have an immense drive to go and collect Teletubbies. I'm gonna be like, if that's your thing, I just gotta, on my end, I just need to figure out how to equate Teletubbies into things I need done. And I'll figure it out.
that's quite an example.
Yeah.
Look, I just had to get the extreme. So but I'm just saying. So we do that so that, hey, I know, one, you love me, so you ain't gonna leave me. It's not something that I gave you in any way that made you come to me. It was just me. The worst thing I can do is take you on a date and tell you how much I spent if I'm not talking about time.
Yeah.
If I spent an hour on a date, I don't care if it was in McDonald's, baby. That was an hour of my time. I can't get that back.
That's for sure.
I can go make another. Look, if you want a steak, we can go get steak. But I'd rather spend $100 on a steak and only spend 5 minutes with you if I don't like you. If I would,
I'd rather not do neither one.
I'd rather not do that $100.
I just want to spend as little time as
5
possible
minutes.
with people I don't want to be associated with. Like, I don't want to waste my time. And
If you're giving them the time of day, that obviously
if I'm giving you the
is-
time of day, you need to cherish that. Why? Because
Uh-huh.
I guarantee you, especially in my introverted
I definitely
state,
feel that.
I am not giving everybody.
I definitely feel that.
I don't want you around, fam. I'm gonna go.
I'd rather be by myself.
I'd rather be by myself.
If
Like,
I'm breaking my solitude for
if-
you mean something.
like I mainly want people like around me. I mainly want people that I vetted around me. Like, I don't like a party full of people is not a party for me. Like, I'd rather have a party with 3 people that I just kick it with on a daily.
Absolutely
Yeah.
love.
Like,
enjoy.
I just want
know
y'all-
they love you. Have your back no matter
Exactly.
Ain't no fight about to break out.
I don't want none of that energy around me.
Mm-hmm.
Respect.
And that's just how I feel. And I want, like I said, if I met somebody who was the totally opposite, they just gotta understand, hey, for you, I'll be, like I said, I'll turn on the extrovert switch
Yeah.
for a minute. Here we go.
That's for sure.
Vibes.
I'll go out if you ask me
Yeah.
to, but we both know I don't
It's
want
not what I
to.
do all the time.
I would rather be at
I'd
home
rather
in the
just-
bed
we
watching
could just
some
watch
binge
Netflix.
watching some shit. Like, yeah,
Easy.
it's just a vibe either way.
It's just,
I agree.
I don't know if we ever, well, I guess
Did we talk about?
All right, cool. If you care about someone, do you have to include yourself into everything that they love?
I don't even feel like that's healthy. So not everything.
I ain't gonna lie. Oh, my bad.
Go ahead. No.
Go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie, at some point in time, I did want that, like, especially when I was doing my business. It was just like, hey, this is like, I'm passionate about this. You gotta show some type of interest. But, yeah, I guess, like she said, after a time frame, it really isn't healthy because, like, you have to have that, something that's for you, I guess.
Definitely.
Right.
That's not always about you and your person. It's just your thing.
It's yours.
Yeah.
And just like having them there for everything you love, that's not realistic. Like
Right.
they're not gonna.
Some of course I love collecting Teletubbies.
Yeah,
like I mean, I do that every day. Like to find somebody that also does that's crazy. Correct.
Yeah, I just wanted to be genuine. If like me, yeah, I'll go to a Comic-Con. I'll draw. I do my thing. Ronnie B don't do those things. That's just not where she at. But where we do click, if I'm playing the game, I know she like the game. So I was like, look, what you like? Football, basketball. I don't care what sport it is. I'm not somebody who's gonna sit back and watch a sporting event, fam. I just don't see the point. But that's me. But I'm not gonna knock her.
Well,
I'm Dallas born and raised. I'll be like Cowboy Nation to the day I die.
Definitely me.
But if you ask me who's on the, I
At
don't
all.
know. I know the position. I know what they're supposed to do.
Dak Prescott.
I-
That's it.
I watch it and I still don't know who's out there.
But if my wife's like, oh, I want Bronco, this Bronco, okay. But understand, I'm not switching sides. I chose.
Cowboy.
I was born here.
were born
This is
into
what I do.
this.
And that's the only reason why, like, because I don't know shit else about this. Like,
I believe, and there has to be a healthy balance of both. And the reason I say is because if it's something that you're truly passionate about and you want your spouse to be like, oh, well, you like show a little interest in something of that thing you're passionate about.
Right.
Yes, it would make you feel 100 times better knowing that, oh, well, at least they thought about it. Like you said, your wife likes the Broncos. The fact that you are like, hey, you know what? I ain't a big Broncos fan, but I got you. I'm going to give you that Denver Broncos stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it may mean the world to her. But
I mean,
now, if you were like, man, I don't like nothing you like, but we don't.
No,
like,
if you can't find, what I'll tell you is this: if you can't find anything that you and your spouse both like, you still like your spouse. So I don't have to actually. I could care less about the Broncos, but it's a cheat sheet for me.
yeah.
I know you like Broncos.
conversation
Hey,
starter.
let me get this right here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me buy that right there. Oh,
I
who-
got you.
Put that
Yeah.
smile on their face.
Yeah.
Somebody gon' all I gotta phones always, hey,
Yeah.
who did they win last time? Yeah, okay. Shout out the Broncos, y'all won. And she over the moon. It's easy.
But you ain't
that's
got to
what I'm
sit and
saying.
watch the game. Like,
Right, I gotta watch the game.
I
But-
know, like, I personally hurt my feelings, my own feelings for having expectations, like to want them to do that, like to go and get some Bronco stuff just to know that I like Bronco stuff. That's a plus. But like to have the expectation to say that I would want them to be interested in something that they're clearly not interested in has definitely hurt my feelings along like a few times along the way, because I'll be so excited they'll probably even lie and say hell yeah I'll go with you, and then when it comes down to it be like, well, you know, or
was just
something like
saying that, yeah.
but I know deep down in my heart they really didn't want to do it anyway. But I mean,
We here.
like, yeah, I just kind of let the, you know, people be them, and then, you know, like he said, we have our certain things.
Yeah.
But
like, okay, like, easy example. Let's say your significant other, your wife or your husband, or boyfriend, girlfriend, like, let's say they like going to the play, going to the opera, something like that. Something kind of like, you don't feel that, but they want you to go. And you like going to the football game, but they don't want to go. Either A, we both gonna compromise, or B, neither one of us gonna get nothing. Because what I'm stating by that is like, hey, I would love if you go to this play with me, baby. You know what? I don't really like to play like that, but for you, I will go. Just because I know it will bring a smile to your face. Now, if it comes to the football game, baby, you going to this football game. If you don't want to go, why you going?
That's
but
where
yeah,
that's
it's
where
fine
that's where
because
I'd rather you have the energy for it.
Yeah.
Like the want, because then if I'm dragging you that shit, then it's like
they're gonna be
It's
bored
become
or
a
not.
burden.
Like they're not, they're not gonna be interested.
What-
You're probably gonna. I'm gonna once again get my feelings
a
hurt.
better
because,
solution to
like you're
that?
sitting there acting like you don't really want to be here.
you're
You're
on your
just
phone,
like
you're not really
you're doing.
present.
Yeah.
A better solution and a better time for the person you're dealing with.
Side chick.
No, your man, your wife, your husband, whatever. What I'm saying is, whoever you dealing with, oh, you like me, I'm not gonna go watch a Beyonce concert. As beautiful as Beyonce is, I'm just not. I'm not into that. So, hey, Lynn, you know what? You and your homegirl, I'm gonna get y'all some tickets. Y'all go.
Yeah.
She gonna be over the moon. Cause one, she loves Beyonce. The beehive is thick. It's a lot of bees out
Yes,
there.
we are.
So she can find
We out
somebody
here.
that she wants to be around in that moment, and now I've gifted that person. So you've strengthened their bond, and all came from you.
Definitely getting some tonight.
Like you
I didn't have to drag
do
you
it.
to the concert and you're looking bored the whole time.
None of
Yes,
that.
I'm definitely coming home drunk.
You're
Gonna give
out
you
of
some.
You out of there. I've given you everything you need.
And now you're like the greatest husband in the world.
Yes.
So,
They gonna say
Cause you probably gonna be on your
win.
phone like,
This
dang,
is
this
Beyonce.
concert's still going on.
not
Like,
just for me, but my homegirl. He didn't even go. You're right, and I could go back to my natural introvert state and watch TV, read a book.
Right?
she's through the moon.
Everybody's
Yes.
happy.
Everybody's happy.
I just know that I personally like. I guess my person, they like to go to the clubs all the time. I'm an introvert. I don't do that. But if they ask me, like you said, I would go. But this is literally me the whole time, just bored off into a corner, just scrolling on my phone the whole
bored and
time.
smoked out.
It's
And
so
And
just-
then I feel like I wasted $10.
It's something you can't grow into. Like, my husband's very extroverted. He always wanted people over. At first, I was like, what the hell? But over time, I was like, this isn't half bad. And I started to enjoy it. So, some stuff you grow into.
I'm just saying the fact that, like you said, certain things you like at first, but then you start really getting into it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you kind of won me over with that. I'm not expecting to win you over with everything, but I do look at it as you should be able to be like, you know what? Maybe I wouldn't try that, but let me give it a real shot.
Yeah,
A
try,
real
sure.
try.
Right.
Try, sure.
Okay.
But I don't feel like you should.
You don't have to
force
yeah.
expectations. Like
Nah, you
some
shouldn't
stuff,
force it.
I'd be like, I ain't look. I'm not the
Talking about,
person.
you know that I love this and you don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
You
That
clearly
should-
don't care about
that
what
shouldn't-
I'm doing.
There shouldn't be an argument at any point. Like the same amount of love you have for something, a person can have just that much disgust on the other side. like you could be dying for it.
Anime.
No lies.
Anime.
And
I
he,
hate anime.
Oh man, and we love it. So hey, and I would come over and watch anime with my cousin because I know that she
This-
doesn't want to.
you know what? You got your social
Got
event.
your anime
Libby's
watching
on the
buddy.
way.
Right?
I'm gonna turn the anime on, and then boom.
And I'm gonna go ahead and get out y'all here. I'm gonna go
gone.
upstairs.
I'm
Like
drinking, talking shit the entire time. Like, what is this? Why do they keep making these sounds?
Easy. Done. But I'm just saying.
he watched a different type of anime. Like he watched the ones with the girls like, like you gotta watch that type of anime on mute so it don't
Right.
sound like you're watching something else. Like
Kids, it's difficult. Why? Oh my gosh.
they could be
I gotta
trying to
get
catch
the
a
volume
butterfly
switched.
in a jar, but they sound so orgasmic. Like what are y'all doing? Like
Life is I'm like this
in a
is
whole different room. Like what the
Bloody
heck?
nose. It's always-
Oh yeah, the bloody
Always.
nose. Yeah,
Always.
that's how you know.
No, Dragon Ball Z was it, and Naruto. That was it. I can't do anything else.
Naruto is the
What?
mess.
Dragon Ball Z
Don't
and
sleep on
I'm
Naruto.
telling you,
Those
should
are
watch
classics.
One Punch Man.
Oh
Everyone-
yes,
No.
yes.
He
Y'all aren't
just
setting me up. No.
Look,
No.
look.
Go
This
on.
look, you can't go wrong.
You can't go
It
wrong.
really is.
If you like Dragon Ball Z
Give it a try.
and Naruto, because he be going through regular everyday stuff, and to be as powerful as he is, why is he so bored? Like it's like he be straight.
Because he's bored. Because there's nobody
It's
to
no
compete
challenge.
with him.
It's no
Like there's
challenge.
nobody like.
There's no real challenges.
And even then, like he goes unnoticed for the longest. Like it's just like he's low key saving the world out here.
Oh,
Nobody even
accident.
know. Yeah, nobody knows who the heck he is. It's just this random guy.
I'm telling you, you watch
Kill
it,
me
you
when
gonna
he
be
try,
like,
but he
that
can't
It
kill a
sounds
fly.
awful.
But he
You
can't.
watch-
Hey, but he can't kill a fly.
Fly's a legend. But let me see where we at.
Yeah, y'all didn't convince me, guys.
I'm telling you,
It's cool. It's cool. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna prep it when we get off
put
of
it
here.
up there.
All I
We're
know
gonna
is
cue it up for you.
All I know, you cannot get people watch anime from the middle because they always ask you a million questions.
But if you,
and it's
that's
like,
where they
I'm that
get into
person
it at.
in life.
I don't
No,
like
but-
everybody that I've been trying to get into it on anime because the first season is always slow. You gotta get to know the characters, get to know the storyline, and if you're not into anime, that's where you're gonna lose that person.
Yeah.
But they tend to get into it when you're like watching a random episode on like season 25, and they're fighting or whatever like that.
What
And it's
do
like,
y'all
oh
like
crap,
about
what
it?
is going on here? It was like, wait, let me backtrack it for you,
Yeah.
and then
But
they
the
get
issue with
uninterested.
that
Back out. I
is
just,
when they're like,
want-
oh well, man, tell me the backstory. Oh, I don't want to tell you the backstory.
Yeah, it's a rock and a hard place. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
it's a double-edged sword,
Yeah.
but if you want them to watch it, you got to start from the middle.
Yeah, just start from the middle.
At least
Like,
they'll be
I'll
watching,
take
but
you
they
there.
can't. Like, they might go back after like they finish the series and be like, oh well, let me see how they got
How
here.
they got there.
But like
then
starting
they'll-
it from the beginning, you're gonna always lose them. Like the first 2 episodes are always the most boring. Like
No point. The setup.
you gotta
no one likes
already
the
be
setup.
into anime to just know, like, hey, I already gotta get past these 2
Yeah.
episodes so I can know who everybody
No.
is.
No.
I seen the theme song a few times. I see all the characters and like
You don't
what
really
their powers
know.
are.
You don't really know the anime till you can sing the theme song.
Yeah.
I'll be
So-
And I like to watch the theme song like after like 3 episodes because the theme song show all the characters in it, and it's like, okay, I want to see who these characters are first
you
before.
introduce it.
Yeah,
It's
then
like
it's like,
you
okay, now I can watch it.
Sent a
I'll
stranger
be
in
into
my
my
life.
Christmas
Watch the
movies.
2-minute intro.
Shoot, that's the whole thing too.
Yeah.
Always a 2-minute intro.
I understand that.
Took up half the episode.
So Boosie's crew. Well, when I say Boosie, it's Lil Boosie. Well, he dropped a little, and he dropped a badass.
Yeah, he's
at a
just
certain
straight
point.
Boost.
He's just Boosie now.
Boosie.
He's-
Oh, he ain't
he's-
Boosie badass?
Nah, he took the bad. He's like, I'm just Boosie.
That's because we all
This
know
way.
he badass. He ain't even
Yeah,
got to
he
say
ain't
no
gotta
more.
tell
Like,
you.
we know who you is.
So it was this prankster, and he goes in there. They sitting up there at the shopping center or this place shopping, and he walks up to Boosie, and he has like several people with him, including a child, which I feel like that might have amplified it. But he's sitting around, and he's like, "Give me that off the top shelf," and then he says, "Boy," and I was like, "Ugh." You can't
You
do
go
don't.
wrong.
No,
It could have all been so simple.
you could have. If you would have said, "Hey, could you get that?" I'm sure he would be like, "Oh, no problem," and grabbed it. Even with
Even if it wasn't in question form, hey, grab that for me.
that
Okay,
big.
sure, why not?
Why not?
Absolutely, just reach
No
for it,
problem.
boy.
Now we have
Snatch
a
my
problem.
hand back.
Yeah.
Then, of course, the people are like, "What? What you just say?" And then Boosie's like, "No, don't do that. That ain't smart. Don't do
At
that."
all.
And so that back and forth goes as the guy just keeps repeating the same. I'm the real. He said, I'm the real badass around here and all that. And then instantly the guy like next was just hit him, and they
You
beat
ever
him
just
up.
found those suicidal people? It's like, why do you want to bring me into your suicide? Like, you could go off somewhere. Like, you want to start trouble and get me in trouble with you? Like, obviously, I'm about to lay you out. Like,
Like, I look at it like this. People need to stop playing these pranks. Need to stop. People are not to be played with like that.
There's too much going on in the world. People are on edge. Like,
Even
like-
if you're not on the edge, if I walked up in, okay, for example, if I walked up in your house, kicked my shoes off, didn't speak, didn't say nothing, start turning on the TV
The disrespect.
and doing what I want,
can I help you?
are you okay?
Yeah.
Like,
That is a
nah,
problem.
this is my TV.
so, but
Like,
you must be
what?
one of my children. Like, ain't no way you just walking in there like this.
I'm like, hold up. Oh no, it's a prank. It's a prank. No. Prank is over with.
You got shot as a prank too. Like, nobody's laughing now. Like,
Prank ain't a bulletproof vest, fam.
Yeah.
Like, you
just
can't-
saying,
and
Yeah.
everybody act
so
like
long.
just because you say prank at the end, it's a prank.
a
That's
prank.
just supposed to like clear everything. Everybody's supposed to
Or,
just
like,
start
everyone's
laughing.
Just gonna come down. Like,
Yeah,
feel
like no, you still
Oh,
did what you
it's
did.
a prank.
Yeah.
That's just like when I was.
If it's a prank, you should
talking
let
about
me in
before
on
the
it.
show.
I'm just saying.
Those cheating pranks. Like, I'm sorry, don't play with me. I'm not the person to be played with, especially in my house. Like, if I come home, you know, they always pretend like somebody in the bed or something. Man, if somebody start dumping off in that bed,
Now
like,
we got a
oh,
problem.
Nah, I definitely seen one where some guy, he came in the room, he done smacked this, I think it was one of those little punching
Yeah.
bags with the head, like, he done smacked this thing, and then he pulled out his strap and just, like, cocked it back, and then he realized, but I mean, it could have been so, like, easily that he didn't realize in that, like, quick second, and he would have just started popping off, and you in the room, too, with your dumb ass, well, don't know.
And you should
Your dumb self over here trying to play a prank, and you end up getting got over
taken
something
out.
stupid. Like,
Also, you should know who you pranking.
Not smart.
yeah,
And a certain
Not
people,
smart.
like, look, like animal pranks. If you walk up and you got like a spider or something, you want to get a jump scare, like, oh my gosh, it's a spider. It's a prank. It's a fake spider. Cool. What these people be on is, I'm going to run in the bank with these toy guns, and we going to say we're robbing the place. And then right as the cops come, we going to say it's a prank.
the dumbest
fam.
crime in history.
You finna go get locked up.
For sure.
You gonna get
And then that's crazy over a fake bank robbery. Like, you didn't even go in there to get money. Like, you came out with nothing
Your
and you still
intent.
caught a case. Like,
Just risk too much.
all you did was get clout on social media, but you're still sitting that
But people
out.
really think you're a dumbass.
Like, really, clout doesn't pay that much. Or maybe it does. Maybe I don't know. Like, but
It has
all
to
these
do
likes
something.
and follows, like, people will do a lot for
I
like
always
some
see
likes
the
and
comments
follows.
where they're like, it's too much. Like, you should have got your ass whooped. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Like, people do some crazy things out here. Like, that one where they were slapping people on the back of the neck and stuff like that.
At the barber shop, I think I saw that.
Oh well, you know that was the old school. That fresh cut, you got to like that. That's not
Look.
a prank. That's a prank. That's a tradition.
Look.
Like,
randomly do that to somebody.
To your homies, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my friend.
You know-
we good.
I ain't,
Random
never,
person.
I ain't never got a fade and went to a random neighborhood and some random guy just slapped me in the back of the head. That's a fight.
Yes.
I don't care on what? No, I
On
can't.
GB.
I have to beat you up. Like I have to.
Like, there's certain things I'm like, man, like if we talking, you cracking jokes and we cracking jokes because we know these are jokes. But if I'm randomly somewhere and somebody just does something to me out of the blue, bro, I don't know if you serious or fake.
That's a
so I'm gonna
violation.
treat it like it's serious.
I'm gonna treat it serious.
I don't like certain pranks that they be doing on kids. Like, I'm sorry, I get like the little Grinch crawling like through people's windows and stuff. Like, that's traumatizing to a kid. Like I get it. It might be funny to you because you know the behind the scenes. You know that it ain't nothing, but from a kid looking at that, like they just sneaking up behind you on a picture, like that's crazy.
There
Like,
was a ghost one where they were doing it to his little kid and like scared the crap.
like they probably gonna have some type of PTSD or something after that. Like,
I don't like when they
every
report
time
the
something
crime.
happens, they jumping or something. Like, I don't know.
I just feel like
They be taking it overboard with these pranks. Like, I
like
don't
when
know.
They're crying. That really bothers me.
Yeah, like that. And then they're still laughing in the background.
still
Like,
going.
hey, go back.
Yeah,
Come on, take
go
some more
back.
pictures. Like, I don't know. I feel like once I get to be a teenager and I'm looking back at this, I was like, you really scarred me at the age of 5.
Exactly.
Like, I remember. And then you got the picture propped up on the
And I get
on the
now see it.
on the fireplace mantle, and I got to see this every day. Like,
no.
I don't know. They be taking these pranks too far.
You gotta
Kids be
stop.
doing too much. Like, these
You
challenges,
gotta stop.
the challenges that they be doing.
The
get
challenges
Those
are
those
ridiculous.
Tide Pods and stuff, they just, it's out of
I
hand.
don't understand the whole Tide Pod thing.
I didn't get that. I didn't get the cayenne pepper thing, but I ain't gonna lie, it was tempting to try.
Or
but
the
like,
cinnamon thing.
oh no, the cinnamon. That was okay. That's what I meant, not the cayenne pepper
Yeah, the
thing.
cinnamon thing. I was like,
Cayenne
what the
pepper.
hell?
That sounded horrible.
Yeah. First of all, now when we see it, I'm gonna be like, no, Libby said that first.
No.
That's gonna make me.
Don't try that at home.
Hashtag
Okay,
cayenne
I
pepper.
admit I did pull a prank. It was what was it? It was way back in the day. We in college went to Padre, and some of my friends they were like basically they came ill prepared because the thing was we had money. And some of them didn't have money, and then they were complaining, whining about everything. So we went to this restaurant, and one of my friends got these hot wings. And he got the hot wings, and we didn't know how hot they were.
Oh.
So we're like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. And I was like, I'm gonna get these wings because I'm like, I paid for so much, and then I'm like, to hear people complaining, I'm like, oh, okay, you got something coming to you. You got y'all some wings. Man, they start eating them wings. Mouth on
Burning at the mouth.
No, he over here burning and like eat them, but they forget. Like he got a girl that comes over, she ate one of them too. Then all of a sudden, you know, they go mess around.
Oh.
She giving
Different
him
moment.
she giving him
Oh.
some self pleasure and
Gosh.
like he like man, my stomach's burning.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, that was a prank.
Oh,
I was wrong for it. But I'm
Wow.
willing to take those consequences for it.
But hey,
I mean,
people won though, cause they got
yeah.
food.
Yeah.
You know.
but that one was I guess a mild one that turned very like
Don't
it
piss
got a
me
little
off.
extreme because of the extracurricular part. But I mean, it could have been pretty funny without like
It was funny
without that
without
part.
it.
Yeah, without that part, it would have
But
definitely
then
been
I was
hilarious.
like,
It's just
oh,
like
I didn't know it was gonna go that.
it's like
No,
God
how do
damn,
you know?
yeah.
It was like
How do you know?
But that was the only prank I've ever played on someone. Like, well, now I told my mama when I was like 16, oh, I got a baby on the way.
See, I wouldn't even apply. I
And she
can't
got,
even.
she was about to
like,
beat me down.
I
Then
couldn't
was
play
like,
that with my
it's just a
dad.
prank.
Like my dad was the sole parent in my house, and he had nothing but girls. He wasn't having that. I was the youngest girl too, so I was like, he ain't having that. Like,
No,
who
that's
came
easy
home
with a
pregnant?
guy.
I don't recommend that.
I wouldn't. I'm not joking with that one.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
so
do it.
We'll just go ahead and cancel all pranks.
Yeah, I'm like, let's don't come.
Pranks,
Don't let mine come and be like, I got
challenges.
some
No.
on kill. Look, man, I'm gonna be like, you need to be pranking me, otherwise, I don't know what to tell you guys.
Hey,
I don't know.
it'd be like that sometimes.
That'd be crazy.
out
So
here to
people be
this
so
world.
used to getting pranked so much that if something seriously happened, it's like you gotta be pranking me right now. Like this has to be. Like there ain't no way that
There's no
this
way
is.
this is what really took place. This ain't really what happened.
So if
Understood.
you're pranking me, you better fucking stop.
Tell you right now, I'm just letting you know because it's like a warning. This is about to get really
Yeah,
serious.
like
So if you're playing, I don't want you to
I need to know that you're playing.
tell
Like
me now because I don't want to regret what I do.
there's a camera in the background and you just going ham on somebody. Like it was a prank. It was
that
a
one?
prank.
It was one prank that the girl was talking about, telling her dad that her boyfriend was beating on her or something.
Oh,
And the dude was sitting on the couch. And I was like, what did you expect to happen? The dad walks in, doesn't say anything to anybody, and just straight attacks the child.
Oh.
And the kid's like, what? Wait, why? and it's like, it's a prank, it's a prank. I'm like, but he's already in the mode.
Yeah, like
It's too late now. You just got him beat up for no reason.
and then they want you to get to the highest level of pissed off. Like they don't
Yeah,
want to
she
just
could've
settle
found
for okay. You
anything.
just start like when people start cussing and start doing the clapping
could've found
thing. That's
anything
where
to
you
prank
real.
about.
But you want to get them to the part where their hair is about to be on
Yeah,
fire
I'm
and they
just-
about to start going
just
ham.
gonna
They're starting
take
to
them
see
out.
red,
That's what I'm saying.
and then all of a sudden, oh man, you
It's
tripping? It's a prank.
Look,
You're at the point of like
Yeah.
no snapping back.
don't
Like
come back to this.
talking about.
don't play with
Let
me.
me go cool
Don't do
down.
it.
Let me go calm down from this prank here. Like,
Just-
I need a break.
yeah, leave me be.
We gotta cool off.
Yeah. So this segment is called "You Won't Believe This," and it is brought to you by.
So, as always, shout out to my beautiful wife. Love you, baby. Check out her different products. Wasted Desires. They have waist beads, thigh chains, anklets, bracelets, all those different things. You can go wasteddesires.com to find them. Also, check out Traces Like Mine, Yanni Like Mine. It's on Instagram and it's on Facebook. Like, subscribe, all those good things.
Anybody want to shout?
shout out time. Okay.
Yeah.
I like to shout out to Liv of Live Little Essentials. If you want any, I don't know. Let's skip. I suck at it. I don't know what.
If you need
Yes. Talk about yourself.
tents, tables, chairs, bounce houses, I'm your girl.
Done
Sound
deal.
all right.